Hello, and welcome to Junior PioBiz. This is the 11th session of the Riverview Credit Union Mid-Ohio Valley Entrepreneurship Expo at Marietta College. My name is Heather Miller. I'm an adjunct faculty member here at Marietta College, and am assisting in the entrepreneurship program this spring. I'd like to thank this year's Mid-Ohio Valley Entrepreneurship Expo title sponsor, the Riverview Credit Union, as well as our in-kind platinum sponsor, Clutch MOVEE, our gold sponsors, the Swindeman Agency and McDonough Foundation, our silver sponsors, Premier Bank and Tech Growth Ohio, and our bronze sponsors, Trademark Solutions and Tinney and Associates. I'd also like to share that our final session of the Riverview Credit Union for the Mid-Ohio Valley Entrepreneurship Expo is the upcoming second round of our PioBiz competition. It will be on Thursday, April 22nd at 4:30. We hope that you will all come back to hear our college students as they present their projects. To get us started, I will provide a quick overview of today's program. Each of our student competitors will have 3 minutes to present to our judges, followed by 3 minutes of Q&A with our judges. Our judges will have an opportunity to introduce themselves after the student presentations are complete. With that, I would like to welcome our first competing team to the stage. We have QuickAssist.
Good evening, everybody. We are Eli and Victor, and today we're going to present QuickAssist. So what's QuickAssist? QuickAssist is a platform that connects users who want to buy other user services. And that user services will be transportation and helping with errands.
Our problem is people who need transportation, help, or both for running errands. In some places in the country, like Belpre, there are no transportation services such as taxi services, Uber, Subway, etc. There are people who do not have means of transportation to run errands, such as going to the doctor, grocery store, etc. The solution to this is our app. The app is between the people with cars and the users who need help in rides. It solves the problem because it benefits both types of users in the app. Those without means of transportation can request it quickly at a reasonable price, and people over 20 years old can have the car, can be a worker with free time and earn extra money.
We could say that QuickAssist works in two ways. First, the user can book the appointment with another user, that would be the worker, and they can specify the service and time. And then the second way will be that it's the way that make the difference with our competition is that you can request the service at the moment if there's someone who offers the service near you. We have, as I said, two types of users. User one, that is the customer, that is who buy the services, and the user two, that is the worker who offer the service. The requirements to be a QuickAssist worker is that, of course, you have to be at least 21 years old. You need a social security number. And of course, you need a car, valid driver license for USA, the state car insurance, and you have to accept the terms and conditions of the company and comply with the regulations. Okay, so our competition around here in Belpre, we have CurrentSeniorService.com that it offers like helping with parents. They go to the customer's home and they cook for them, kind of that. And the other is Care.com that you can book an appointment with.
Since you do have like Instacart and Care.com and TaskRabbit, like you said, how are you going to set yourself apart so that your business is, the first thing that people are going to want to go to rather than those other services?
We could say that our service is like a mix of these three businesses. What makes a difference in our competition, as I said, is that you can book the appointment at the moment. If you need to go somewhere, you can book it. If you need help for something right now, you can look for in the app and you can see who's around you and with them buy the service.
Is there a concern for maybe the fact that the people that need the service, it seems like maybe seniors, are not necessarily so tech savvy to be able to utilize the app in a timely fashion?
It could be anyone. Of course, it will be for people that doesn't have a means of transport, like a way to go to the doctor or to the grocery store or somewhere. But of course, it could be for not just for seniors.
What made you guys think of this idea?
I thought about that. I asked my teacher that if there's like Uber or there's taxi services around here, because I have a neighbor that my mom, she always helped her to go to the doctor, to go to the grocery store because she is an old woman and she needs help And I thought that could be a good service for people like her that needs help to do daily things.
My question is just about vetting the individuals who are offering assistance to your customers. Is there any sort of vetting system? Do you take anyone to work for your company? How do you know if you're going to be hiring people who may or may not take advantage of your customers?
We'd rather have people a background check, kinda like they'd have to pass it as long as they don't have any problems with the law and stuff like that.
Thank you to our students from QuickAssist and to our judges. Next up, we have InstruFinder.
So our product is InstruFinder. We want to make it an app so average people can use it to locate the instruments in a song. If you don't know what a sitar would sound like and you want to know if it's in that song, then you can just record part of it and put it in. So you go over here to navigate through the stuff. Can you see that?
Right, so this is our about page where it basically describes how it works, says what InstruFinder is. This or another page like this could also be a place where like updates to the website and stuff like that could be listed.
We made this website because we thought that music majors might want it, because we know that a lot of time when you're in college, you have to take a music class and you may have to figure out what's in a song. And even though there's things like Shazam that can tell you what the song is, they don't necessarily tell you what's in the song. So we wanted to make this so that you could see what specific instruments and related instruments are in the song. The problem that we wanted to assess was that there's nothing that we can find out there that tells you what specific instruments or even related instruments are in your song. And we wanted to make sure that people had access to that. And we thought that through this app, we would be able to solve that problem for people and fix it. You go over here, this is where all you navigate through everything. And there we put a few examples in. So this is where you would go and you can record a part of a song and put it in. And then it's going to give you close estimates and related instruments to the song. So for this specific song that we put in, this is the list of songs that would be in it. There's acoustic guitar, and then you even have down at the bottom here, you can see related instruments. So if you wanted to know what family it may be a part of and what other instruments could possibly be in this, you can just look down and see the related instruments to that.
Like, do you already have an app created for this or no?
No, this app was just a mock-up of what it may look like. If this were to exist, it would obviously be more fleshed out. We would
take all the bugs out of it, make it better working. This was just as close to as functioning as we were able to make it.
So would there be a specific database of songs that you would load in?
No, it wouldn't identify songs. You would record a section of music or an entire song, and the algorithm would pick out certain sounds and try to associate them with different instruments. Like another thing that could happen is like to make sure like the user's able to learn more, they could also like maybe click on the instruments and like see related instruments. Maybe there could be a little history on the instruments once you click on them.
You mentioned that you thought that one of the target users were music majors. Did you interview or discuss this with people in that area and found that there was a need for this?
We didn't discuss with current music majors, but we have discussed with people that have taken classes, for like seniors that have taken music classes and people who had graduated and went through for a music major, and they said that that would be really useful for some of their classes.
What's the breadth of instruments that you would be covering or including? Is this like every instrument to ever be created, or is it mainly strings, or is it mainly brass?
Yeah, it would mostly be every instrument that you think of. I assume how you'd make this sort of algorithm is like you'd feed the algorithm like a couple of just isolated music instruments at varied pitches and such. And as the algorithm like evolved and it was updated, it could identify more instruments and be more accurate in its guesses.
Does the technology currently exist that you think that the algorithm you're referencing to be able to identify all these instruments?
That would be a creation that we would have to make because we can't find that algorithm that would be made, but it would be similar to the app like Shazam that gives you the song. It would be similar to that, but instead of giving you the name of the song and the artist, it would give you the instruments in the song.
All right. Thank you to InstruFinder. Next up, we have Project Mask On.
Hello, I'm Cody. This is Trenton, Brady, and this is also Cody. And our project is Mask On. Project Mask On is for a safer, healthier, and a better future, because we all know we all forget our mask all the time, and then we have to go back to our car, or we just don't wear one. That's how this helps us spread, and Trent is going to help talk to us about how he came about thinking about it.
I'm Trent, and I work at Kroger's as a bagger and courtesy clerk. And every day, someone walks in and has to go back out to their car because they always forget their mask. Now, we have an idea, and I'm going to have Brady talk about it.
Well, our idea is we're going to have a box that can easily fit in your car, convenient, it's small, can go into your glove box or your center console, whichever you like, easily open it up and pull a mask right out of the top of it.
Yes.
And it's also extremely easy to use.
And here's a preview of our website that we have created. So this was Project Mask On, the website for it. And it is this project for a future that is safer and healthier.
You can see here, it describes our services that we'll be providing with this, as we kind of covered in our presentation here. We want it to be cheap, affordable for everybody. We really want this to be available because we believe that this problem will stay for a little bit and we'll have to keep wearing our masks. With this, it'll be easy for everybody to remember their mask and everything that comes along with that. As you can see here, we have a testimonial. I almost all the time forget my mask, but with Project Mask On, it's the thing of the past. And as we can scroll up here, we can go to our About page here, and it just tells you a little bit about us. There it is. We're part of a personal and professional development class, which is what brought us to this idea. It's a nonprofit organization, is what we would like it to be. We want to ensure safety for everybody. That's our main goal here with this project.
What would be your plan for when this necessarily isn't in, as big of a demand as it is right now? Where would you go from there?
Well, I feel like we would have to we'd just stick to our current plan. We'd find we'd get it made, we'd get it out, and we'd just keep selling it, really.
Can you clarify a little bit about what exactly the product is?
So it's going to be a little plastic box that's going to have a slit cut out on the top. You can put whatever mask you want in there. You can tether it to your phone through Bluetooth. That way, after you step out of your car, you'll get a notification and a beep from the box and on your phone that tells you to get back in your car and get a mask before you head out in the public.
Is there going to be like a Bluetooth chip in the plastic box that will link to your phone, or how does that work?
That's how it'll work.
When COVID is over and there isn't really a need for masks as much anymore, do you plan on adapting this product to address other health concerns or other health reminders? Or is this kind of just a specifically mask COVID issue that will then go away once the need for masks is not as prevalent?
This is really just made for the current situation with COVID. It's put the world in, really. That's all this is really for.
So when you said that this would be mostly a nonprofit thing, or you would like to be nonprofit, where would you be getting your money to distribute these things?
Through donations, I believe that we can get some organizations to sponsor or fund this project.
What's the physical size of the container? How much room in the car will it take up, and where do you expect people to keep this container in their car?
We would like to make it small enough to where it'll fit into the center console. A little bit bigger than the size of the mask is really what we plan on size-wise.
And how many masks will it hold?
It should be able to hold around 20 or so masks.
Can you put the masks back in to be reused? Or
Yes, you can do that.
And how does it know when you pull a mask out and you've left that it doesn't alert your phone that you don't have a mask if you're not bringing the box with you, if it's that big?
It'll work every time that you open the box. It'll send a signal to everything there that'll tell it that you were in there and got a mask. And then every time you close it back up, it resets itself. And then that's how it'll work.
Thank you to Project Mask On. Our next presentation is for the restaurant rater.
This will be brought to you by currently for Evan Turrell, Mason Sampson, and me, Matthew Rasmussen.
So what we have for you today is called Restaurant Rater. It's a small app that will allow you to pick out your favorite foods and restaurants and allow you to see what you've eaten there before and how much you like them. Here we have the star rating system where you can choose a 5-star rating for each of the different menu items from each of the different restaurants. Later on for this product, we will also allow you to write your own personal reviews about them.
In this part, you can rate the restaurant itself, as in the building and stuff. Do you feel at home at this place? Is it a clean restaurant? And any other review you want to add that you feel is necessary to say about the restaurant. Right now, we have Giovanni's, Ohio Redwood, and the Frosty Shop. And here we got our service rating section. In this area, you would rate their service, as in like how they served you, kindness-wise, a cashier and waitress, and anything else you want to point out, their speed of service, anything you feel is necessary to add about them. And for our last part, we have our location and contacts. On the left part, we have Google Maps where you can select the restaurants that you want us to find to eat at. On the right, we have our Belpre High School phone number, my personal email, and the address of Belpre High.
What is different about what you are offering than what currently exists on the market?
A restaurant rater will allow you to write your own personal reviews for the item that you can see, not something that everyone can see, just something that you yourself keep as a personal record.
So this will mostly be like something that you can look at just for yourself to compare to other restaurants, not necessarily where if you look on McDonald's and, see their reviews and ratings of their food, it would solely be for you, not other people.
You would rate this so next time you go to that restaurant, you can remember to know what you ate before and whether you liked it or not. So it's just for you, not other people.
Will you have the restaurant's menu? Like, is this every restaurant to exist? Is this just if you put, like, you have to manually enter in the restaurant, and then would you have every restaurant's menu and people can choose, or do they have to type the dish out?
If we were to make this an official website, we would have like a drop-down menu, and you'd be able to select, like type in, say, McDonald's, and then you could select their menu items, star rating, leave a review on it, etc.
So this being more of a personal to the customer type of website, would there be some kind of like you have to subscribe or you have to make an account to where it like downloads your information to it, not just the general website? How would that work?
You would make your own personal account on the website where it would keep your data, but it wouldn't be shared with anyone other than yourself. It's your own personal data that only you can view.
Would you ask restaurants to promote this app, or how would you plan on getting this out to customers and like convincing people that this is something that they could use?
We would try to advertise it as something that you would want to use if you were almost like a restaurant connoisseur, like someone who really likes to go out there and eat at different places and try them. It's not really something that you can advertise to restaurants themselves because they're not really involved in this. So this would be more of like a from person to person kind of thing, not corporate sponsored.
Would there be any kind of behind the scenes ratings where you might be able to report back to the restaurant?
Yes, we would have a function for that later where you can share it. Like there would be some sort of option where you could choose to share it, to give feedback to that restaurant of that menu item, just as feedback for them to improve or change their items themselves.
Our last presentation this evening is going to be on medical service comparison app.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophia Nyack and I'm in the graduating class of 2024 at Veritas Classical Academy. Today I am going to be pitching the idea for an app called Medicompare. With this app, I am trying to create a solution to one of the biggest problems in healthcare, price transparency. My dad went into a medical facility to get a blood test, which cost him over $1,000, and the results took over a week to get back to him. 6 months later, he went into a different medical facility and got the exact same test, which he only spent $70 on. And the very next day, my dad got these results back. Not only was the second test cheaper and quicker, it was also more accurate than the first test. And this got me thinking, if only there was an app that could compare the prices of medical services so that patients could save money. Nearly everyone has experienced the need to undergo medical testing for diagnosis and treatment. Healthcare facilities' prices can vary widely, and most patients go in without an idea of the cost. When patients ask for an estimate, a wide range of inconsistent prices that are oftentimes unrealistic or vague at best is given to them. Anyone who needs medical services is left to wonder what their test will cost and which facility is the better value. There are companies that offer the ability to compare prices based on insurance claim data, but these costly services are usually only able to be afforded by large employers. There are some websites that attempt to compare prices of tests at healthcare facilities as well, but these also charge a fee for inaccurate information. Hospital websites will let people rate their experience with the doctors and the results, but they do not show what the customer paid for their service. With Medicompare, anyone can compare costs of MRIs, EKGs, X-rays, blood tests, etc. at different facilities. Medicompare is a free app where people post what they paid for their service and the quality of their experience at a specific healthcare facility while remaining anonymous. Think of Medicompare like the popular Gas Buddy app that lets you compare gasoline prices at nearby service stations, or GoodRx that compares prescription prices. They can upload their hospital bills to the website website with their name and personal information removed in order to maintain privacy. With the Medicompare app, customers can share and compare healthcare costs at various facilities as well as their experiences. Medicompare gives the information which everyone needs and has a right to know, easily and completely free to them. So the next time you have to get a medical test, you can simply use the Medicompare app and find the best facility for you. Thank you.
Sophia, are there any current available apps that are similar to this?
There are some websites out there and larger insurance companies that will do this, but the problem is it's very expensive to get their information, and when you're getting their information, it's very inaccurate because they can't take into consideration your insurance or other personal information to you.
And that's the only other competing app that will review these healthcare services?
Yes, that I'm aware of. We have done some research and we've looked into a lot of different apps and different websites, and this is the only one that would give accurate information.
And you said that there would be a way to remove, personal information, names and stuff like that for any crazy reason that some person would try and uncover that. How would you make sure that that was perfectly secure?
I haven't really thought about that, but whenever it is up and running and this would be an app, we could check in on that and make sure that all of the information before it's put up is blocked out, and whenever it is put up, if there are any cases that people try to get into it, we could have our information block it out just to keep everything private.
Do you plan on bringing on board any professionals to provide professional advice or guidance as to what systems they should be using? Or is this purely a normal everyday person's app, like someone who doesn't have a PhD in any sort of medicine field?
When we are creating the app, I would definitely go out and ask information to start it up from different small businesses or other companies and gather that information, as well as people who know how to create these apps, and put it all in when we're making it. But anyone can use this app. It would be pretty easy to just input their information.
What do you think would be the incentive for someone after the fact? They've already gotten their test. So why would they take the time to input their information?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a lot of people like to tell their experience, how they were treated. And in addition to this, they're helping other people compare costs and find the cheapest for them. And in the long run, they're helping themselves as well, because they can also use this information and compare the prices that they paid to the prices that other people paid and their experience, and find the best and cheapest facility for them.
Thank you to all of our competitors this evening. I'm going to take a moment to thank once again our audience for coming this evening. And finally, I'd like to invite our judges and turn it over to them so that they can introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about their professional and or entrepreneurial background. And I would also encourage our judges, if you have any advice or wisdom that you'd like to share back to the students or audience, now would be a good time to do that.
I'm Nikki Butler. I'm a freelance graphic designer in Williamstown and a graduate of Marietta College. I commend each of you for going through this process. It's not easy and it's excellent practice for you. I would encourage you to look at the problem from every aspect, the end user as well as, the software developer, and try to look at all of the possible solutions in there. But I commend each of you for going through this. It's excellent practice.
My name is Hannah McCain. I'm a sophomore at Marietta College. I'm majoring in marketing and minoring in entrepreneurship, graphic design, and management. My freshman year, I was in PioBiz round 1, 2, and 3. It's a hard process, but it's definitely worth it. The stuff that you gain, the knowledge that you gain going through all the processes, it's just a really good experience. And I think everyone should have to take entrepreneurship classes. And if you're really serious and passionate about your business idea, I would say keep going through it and push with it, and you'll do great.
My name is Sarah Rosenstock. I'm a professor of graphic design at Marietta College, and I own Just a Jar Design Press with my husband, located in Marietta, Ohio, where we make custom illustrations for clients everywhere from venues to bands, etc. And I also have a background of attempting to solve problems with information. So I have developed an app called Talk Football and written a book called Soil Mates. And really the thing they have in common is about trying to make something like a complex complex topic about American football or how to garden well into something that is approachable for the user. So my advice to you all is to really focus on what are the real big pain points of the public and this type of user. So it can be the elderly, it can be musicians, and really focus on that target audience and figure out what's the thing that really annoys them, and then figure out a way to solve that. And that's where a lot of innovative solutions can come from. And if you can make something less painful for people, they're more likely to engage with it.
My name is Leah. I am a senior here at Marietta College. I have been working as a part-time artist for the past 8 years. And in the past year, I turned that part-time job into a full-time career. I'm planning on going into art as my career when I graduate. So pretty excited about that. I went through what you all went through last semester with the anxiety of PioBiz. And so I'm incredibly impressed by all of you. You did an excellent job. And I definitely would not be pursuing this path without the assistance of a lot of mentors and a lot of friends and family. So my advice to you would be, whether you pursue entrepreneurship or you go towards a different path, seek out mentors, seek out people who can walk with you, people who have done the same things that you have done and who can give you advice based on their lived experiences. If you can avoid making the mistakes that other people before you have made, then you're already one step ahead of the game. So best of luck to all of you in whatever you decide to pursue in college. I'm very incredibly impressed with the results of these presentations.
Thank you, judges. And I have the totals here and I'm ready to announce. First of all, you know that top 5 teams are winners. So you're all winners. I'm really proud of you. You guys you have really great ideas. Some of them have to be developed further, but definitely wonderful ideas. So let me start with 5th place. The 5th place goes to Project Mass On. The 4th place goes to Restaurant Rater. And 3rd place, QuickAssist. 2nd place, InstruFinder. And the 1st place, I think you changed your name, Medicompare. Yes, you guys, some of you under very hard circumstances and juggling a lot of different balls. You did wonderfully. We are very proud of all of you. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you again to all of our participants for competing this evening, our audience members for coming, especially to our judges for wonderful questions and feedback, and of course to Dr. Khorassani for running our entire competition this evening. We hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you, judges. We'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.